The findings of the mission assurance review have prompted the Secret Service to move into the accountability phase of this process. The Office of Professional Responsibility and the Office of Integrity are reviewing the findings. And as a result of these failures, what has become clear to me is we need a shift in paradigm in how we conduct our protective operations.
The Secret Service finally taking accountability for not being able to fully protect the former president, not just once, but twice. Just 1 week ago, another unhinged left-wing anti-Trump lunatic with a rifle was somehow able to get within a couple of hundred yards of President Trump. One agent on Trump's detail saved his life by quickly spotting the barrel of a rifle sticking through the fence at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. But how is it possible that within a span of only 2 months could two individuals get so incredibly close to assassinating the most important, most influential person now struggling to save our country? Let's discuss what is happening with the Secret Service. Joining me now is former Secret Service agent and NewsMax contributor and author of Terrorists on the Border and in Our Country, Charles Marino. Also with us is former U.S. Army infantry sniper and former CIA Special Protective Agent Alex Coker. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be with you.
Charles, Acting Director Ronald Rowe is also making a lot of excuses for the amount of resources the Secret Service currently has. Take a listen to this.
We are burning through a lot of assets and resources. And that's the argument that we've been trying to show. This isn't some pie in the sky trying to say, hey, we want this now. We are not capitalizing on a crisis. We are showing the math. We have finite resources, and we are stretching those resources to their maximum right now.
Charles, what do you think about that? Don't they have this enormous budget? Is that the answer, simply throwing more money at it? Or should they be identifying these individuals beforehand?
Well, long term, they'll definitely need more money. But right now, they've got plenty of money, and they need to demonstrate to Congress and the American people that they're actually using the resources they already have effectively. And I'm not sure that they are. Look, gone are the days of the cookie cutter approaches to protection based on title, right? Former presidents get this and no more. Those days are over. The threat environment's too dynamic. He's talking about this paradigm shift where they're actually going to have to assign resources based on the threat level. And that's the right way to do it. And you see, Congress doesn't trust them. The House passed the Enhancement Protection Act the other day that basically says, here's how you will treat presidential nominees from both parties, vice presidential nominees from both parties, and this is the level of protection that you will match. And what that tells us is they no longer trust the discretion to make the decisions from the Secret Service. And that's a bad place to be. So long term, they will need more resources, but because they've put themselves at a disadvantage by not doing the right thing from the start and letting these situations happen.
You know, Alex, Ryan Ruth, that's the guy in the West Palm Beach. He was another individual, this guy. He slipped through the cracks. This is a guy who is a Democrat, fine, he donated 19 times, blah, 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 whatever. But he's also a Ukraine fanatic. He wanted Americans to fight and die in Ukraine. He went over there. He wanted Iran to assassinate Trump, and his social media posts show he suffers from a really severe case of Trump derangement syndrome. And then he also has a long rap sheet. So talk to me. How did this guy slip through the cracks? I don't understand how nobody was able to go and talk to him beforehand. He didn't raise up any red flags.
Yeah, just like with JFK, driving in a convertible, you no longer see that, after having bad things happen, have an assassination of a president. They got lax. They were no longer, using bulletproof glass, when people were talking, because nothing would ever happen. This is a piece of bulletproof glass here. It's got a 9mm in it. The heavier stuff that they're using now for President Trump when he's speaking is a lot thicker than that. That can stop rifle rounds as well. So that has to change. President's out there on the golf course. You can't pull up bulletproof glass around him. So, I mean, it's up to the president or former president to do it or not. But you also have, ballistic paneling and also, hard, rifle plates as well to put behind that, but he's probably not going to want to wear that on his golf game. So you have to up the presence of the Secret Service. No longer the suit tie earpiece of trying to blend in with everybody. It needs to be an outspoken presence of basically a SWAT team, long guns out, guns out, suns out, guns out, pointed out towards other people to where they're scared to even pick up a stick because they're afraid of getting shot and killed. Luckily, we've only had 2 amateur clowns, that were trying to kill the president. Anyone that have had some real tactical training and determination, they would have hit their mark already, and that's scary. So again, yes, the Secret Service needs to change what they're doing. They need to be a lot more, like a paramilitary organization, because these smaller countries, they're already doing that. They're already carrying long guns. They are out and aggressive. In these smaller countries where there are assassination attempts regularly on these smaller VIPs. A drone up in the air would have stopped or would have picked up, the first shooter up on the roof because he's away from everybody else with thermal capabilities. Also, a drone up with thermal capabilities would also pick up that second shooter as well. But those drones can also be used for bad, just like you see in Ukraine, they're dropping munitions and killing, people and also tanks. You don't think that could possibly happen here with everything that's crossing across the border? If they're crossing people and drugs, there's also munitions inside this country now that can be used against,
Right.
people like the president who want to kill him.
Yeah, they have to start thinking outside of the box and not just with the suits and the earpieces and all that. We have to leave it right there. Alex Coker, Charles Marino, thank you both so much.